So, what bar chords are? Bar chords, basically the meaning of bar chords are you're making a capo with one of your fingers. So, a bar is whenever you cover more than one string with your finger. So, one of the first bar chords that we all learned is, what is that?
F.
That's the F. And this is the biggest pain in the butt. And from what I've learned as a guitar teacher, this is the biggest hurdle that guitar students is getting that F chord. But what you need to know, you need to understand that once you're able to play a bar chord, it opens up thousands of chords that you can play once you're physically capable of doing that. So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about two families of bar chords. We're going to talk about E shapes, which this F bar chord is an E shape, and we're going to be looking at a B major, and the E shape looks like an E major except for with a bar on it. So we're going to be looking at E shapes on the 7th fret, which is a B major, and this will require some knowledge about the notes on the E string. That's imperative, and I have a video on that you can watch. You'll need to know the notes on the E string and the notes on. You'll need to know the notes on the E string in order to play E-shaped bar chords. You'll need to know that that's a G. That's a G minor. That's an A. That's an A minor. That's a B. So those are E-shaped chords. And then we're also going to talk about A-shaped chords, which you'll need to play a B major on the 2nd fret. We're going to look at E major on the 7th fret. Okay, so let's go to a B major on an E-shaped B major. So it's going to look just like that F that you learned, but this is going to be on the 7th fret. So we're going to put our index on the 6th string, ring finger on the A string, pinky on the D string, middle on the 3rd string on string G. There you go. Okay, that's a B major, and that's movable. Do you know why that's a B major and not an A major, not a G major? It has to do with where your index finger is on the E string. Okay, so what fret is my index finger on right here?
7.
7. That note on the 7th string, that's B. That note is B. So we're using that as our root note, as our reference note, as groundwork for laying the rest of the chord. So just to review the chromatic scale, you have an F on the 1st fret, that's F. On the 2nd fret is F sharp. The 3rd fret is G. 4th fret is G sharp. 5th fret is A. 6th fret is A sharp or B flat. 7th fret is B. C. C sharp is in the 9th fret. D is the 10th fret. D sharp or E flat is the 11th fret. And E starts over. That's an E up there. Okay. So let's go back to a B. So B is going to be on the 7th fret. Now, if you look at that chart, you're playing a B major. And to move that from a B major to a B minor, what do you need to do?
Let's see, probably lift up your finger off of the 2 strings on the 8th fret.
Correct, just your middle finger. Now that's going to require a little more strength from your index finger to make sure that 3rd. So you really want to hear the 3rd string, the G string. That note's crucial in this chord because that note tells you it's a minor chord. Beautiful. Now that's 24 chords right there. You can do a G major, G minor, A major, A minor, And remember the dots on the E string, G, A, B, C sharp, gab, C sharp. So there's a G right there. So back to B, you do B major, B minor. You also do a B7 right there too. The way you do B7 is what? How do you do that B7?
Let's see. You would lift your ring finger.
Very good. Make sure that you really move your pinky. Yeah, keep your ring finger down for this one on the A string. Now there's 3 types of 7 chords we're going to talk about today. And you're going to see all 3 of these in Eagle songs. You got a B7, you got a B minor 7, and you have a B major 7. The B major 7 has that, just more spacey kind of romantic sound to it, I guess. So let's go through those. So we got B, B major, B minor. What's that?
That is the B7.
That's B7. Okay. Show me a B minor. Good. Now show me a B minor 7. Perfect. Okay, that's 4 chords right there. 4 times 24 is 48. That's 48 chords that you can figure out now. Okay, so we got B major, B minor, B7, B minor 7. Now I'm going to show you a B major 7. This is a little trickier. You're going to need to move your ring finger to the 3rd string, 8th fret. Your middle finger to the 4th string. It's going to be a little cramped.
Also on the 9th fret.
No, they're both on the 8th fret.
Oh.
Just push them together. And then your pinky's going to be back at the A string, 9th fret. Beautiful. Okay, so what I want you to understand is where the 7th is. The 7th is moving. You see where your middle finger is?
Yes.
What fret is that?
That's 8.
What string?
G string.
No. Your middle. Flip your. I see what you're doing.
Am I doing it backwards?
No, you can do it that way. You have your ring finger on the D string.
Mm-hmm. Just to flip those?
Yeah, you can do it either way. I prefer to do it like that.
Okay, I see what you do.
Whatever, either way is fine for this chord. That note on the D string, that note is the major 7th.
I'm flat.
Okay, another chord that you're going to see suspended 4ths. And it's really just one note that you're adding. So the easiest way to do a B suspended 4th is to take your ring finger and your pinky and just shift them. And the purpose of that chord generally has a specific function. Anything that has a suspended 4th generally is going to resolve back to the regular chord. So you hear that, and it resolves back. So that's your suspended 4th, and then the last one on that chart is your power chord. Now there's more extensions. There's 9ths and 13ths and things like that, but
What is the suspended 4th? What does that resolve back to?
just to be either B major or B major 7.
Okay.
It can resolve back to a minor 7.
Yeah, typically, I mean, I know it's dependent on the song.
But they usually, that chord is not normally isolated. And so now you've got your B major, B minor, B7, B minor 7, B major 7, B suspended 4th. That's 6 chords times 12. That's 72 chords right there. Okay, so let me teach you another 72 chords. Those are all E shapes. They're all based off of that one shape. You got major, minor, sevenths, minor sevenths, major sevenths.
Okay.
Spin it forward.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned caged. What does that refer to?
That caged is 50,000 feet above Earth. It's a system of, in context with the bar chords, it's 5 families of bar chords.
Okay.
Now I'm going to teach you 2 because you're already kind of familiar. This first one, these are E shapes. So you have C-shaped bar chords, which we're not going to look at today. A-shaped bar chords is what we're going to look at next. We're not going to worry about G-shaped bar chords. E-shaped bar chords are very common. D-shaped bar chords are not necessary today. The 2 that we're going to focus on are E shapes and A shapes. And the reason why is they're based off of the E string.
Okay.
And the A shapes are based off the A string.
Okay.
So you want to go back and drill yourself on the chromatic scale, and there's a video, and I'll include it as a link to this video that I have, just going over the chromatic scales, just getting more familiar with the notes. It's boring, it's rigorous, but it's very powerful knowledge. It's very, very powerful. So A string. So an A string, A shapes are based off of the A major chord, but it's movable. So you've learned the B major. So we're going to go up to the 7th chord. We're going to play an E major, but we're going to play as an A shape.
Okay.
So we're going to end up muting the E string. And for that bar, we're going to do a bar on 2 fingers.
Okay.
So you're going to use your index finger, but let's use our ring finger to bar strings 4, 3, and 2.
Okay.
And this is going to be a flat chord. Perfect. That's an E major, and that's movable. You play it on the 3rd fret. That's a C.
Okay, on the high E string, is that supposed to be played or not?
Not today.
Okay.
Eventually, you'll play it like. There's different ways to get that note out,
Okay.
but generally when students are learning that chord, I don't have them play the E string.
Okay.
You just don't want to play this chord. That's the 1st string, 9th fret. You want to avoid that note.
Okay.
Okay, so you got E major. Now you can do an E minor. It's going to feel like an E shape. And you're going to use your pinky. You're going to use all 4 fingers for this one. Your pinky's going to be on the G string, 9th fret. Your ring finger's going to be on the D string, 9th fret also.
Okay.
There you go. And put your middle finger down right there on the 2nd string.
Okay.
That's an E minor. And that's movable. Try moving it around. Once you get comfortable, try and move it around. There you go. There you go. C sharp. Here's the C minor. And there's C minor. B minor.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's another 24 chords. So I think we're at 96 now. Okay, good. Now, what's next? We got E major, E minor. Here's an E7. Your pinky's going to bounce over to the 2nd string, 9th fret, and you're going to lift your middle finger up, but not too high. You might offend somebody.
It's funny.
That's your E7, and that's movable too. So we got 108 chords now. That's That's a C sharp 7. That's a C7.
Oh, that sounds good.
There you go. B7. That's another way to play B7. Okay. That's a B flat 7. And of course you got an A7 without the bar. Now A's open, so lift up your bar. There you go. Okay, so back to E7. So we got E major, E minor, E7. Here's the E minor 7. You're going to put your middle finger back on the 2nd string, 8th fret, and lift your pinky up.
Which one are we doing? 8?
E minor 7.
E minor 7. What's going on
It's probably your ring finger touching that G string. Or maybe your index finger, not all.
there? I think you're right.
And then your middle finger is going to be on the 2nd string, 8th fret. Okay, so that's another 12. So I think we're at 120 now. There you go. D minor 7, good. C sharp minor 7, excellent. C minor 7, B minor 7, B flat minor 7, that's A minor 7, very nice. So we got E major, E7, E minor, E7, E minor 7. So let me show you in E major 7. This is a little easier. A shape, E major 7, major 7s are easier than the E shape major 7. See if you can do that. So you're going to have your index on the A string 7. Make sure your ring finger's on the D string, your 4th string. Your ring finger on the D string.
Ring finger on the D string.
On the D string, 10th fret. One more. 9th fret, excuse me. 9th fret, pardon me.
Okay.
Back over to one more. Over. No, the D string. 4th smallest string. There you go. There you go. And try to make sure your index finger is under the E string for these A shapes. You'll find it's easier than stretching out. You don't want on bar chords, you don't want your fingers to stretch out way past the neck.
We're not playing the 6th string, are we?
No. There you go. Make sure your index is right in front of the E string, not on top of the E string.
Just in front of it?
Yeah, you're just barely muting it from the side.
Okay.
There you go. So that's good. So you got E major, E minor, E7, E minor 7. Now you have E major 7.
This next one's going to be a bit of a challenge, stretching my fingers that far.
No, it's not, I'll show you how to do that. Go back to an E major. And you're going to use just 2 fingers for the E major. Just your regular E major. Index and ring finger, flat like this. 2 frets apart.
Oh, yes.
That's your E major. There Okay, just to get that suspended, all you're going to do is you're going to add your pinky to the second string, 10th fret. 10th, that's 11th. Don't stretch too far. There you go. But don't hit the first string.
Oh, don't.
You hear that? That note wants to resolve. And all you need to do, yeah, just play it and then resolve it.
Okay, and you resolve just by lifting up.
That's it.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Okay.
So let's review all those chords. You got your E shape. So let's go back to a B. Major and minor. Then you have a B7. Good. You have a B minor 7. Could be major 7. Beautiful. Then you have a B suspended 4th. And resolve back to the major. And then you usually want to resolve those 4ths back to the major, B major. So B suspended 4th. And we'll go back to B major. There you go. And when you're changing between B major and B suspended 4th, you don't even have to move your middle finger.
Okay.
Okay, so those are 6 variations of your E-shaped bar chord. Now for your A-shaped bar chord, E major.
It's pretty cramped up there. But you say use your ring
Correct.
finger. Okay.
That's right. Make sure that your index finger is behind the E string.
Yeah.
You see that knuckle sticking up? You can bring that knuckle down on your ring finger. Relax it. On your ring, on your 3rd finger. There you go.
Okay.
That's cleaner. And you got an E minor. That's 7, 9, 9, 8, 9, 7. So make sure your ring finger is on, for this E minor 7, put your ring finger on the D string, 9th fret. Your pinky's going to be on the G string, 9th fret.
Oh, yeah.
And then your middle finger is going to be on the 2nd string, the B string. There you go. Beautiful. And then your E7, you're going to put your pinky back over. For your E7, you're going to put your pinky back over for the 2nd string, 9th fret, and lift your middle finger up. That's E7.
And we don't play the high E on.
On this one, you can. The only one you don't want to is the major when you're doing the 2-finger chord.
Okay.
Then E minor 7. Make sure your middle finger's on the 2nd string for the E minor 7. And bring that index finger down to the side of the E. There you go.
Okay. Forgetting to do
Well, you're remembering 99 other things, so that's good.
that. And for me, that's a challenge, as you well know.
That's why we have to repeat this a lot. E minor 7. And then you got E major 7. That's 7. ring on the D string 9, middle on the G string 8, pinky on the second string 9, and the index bar is the first string 8.
This is the E major 7?
Yes, sir. Very nice. Is the middle finger,
Yes. The ring.
knuckles up enough? Looks like you're bending your D string a little bit with your ring finger.
What does that do when you bend it? Does it make it more sharp?
It makes it, yeah, it makes it sharper. And I remember when I was playing with the band the first time I really needed to use bar chords, I kept pulling the strings sharp, and I'm like, I can't figure out why. I didn't realize it. It was that I was bending the strings because I was trying really hard to play these bar chords. But the interesting about it feels like it's really hard, like you got to use a lot of strength. But once your muscle memory takes over, it doesn't use that much strength. It's like learning how to whistle. When you learn how to whistle, you kept blowing until your face turned blue. But once you figured out how to do it, it doesn't take much energy. Bar chords are the same way. Last chord we're going to review is the E suspended fourth. You're going to go back to that E major with two fingers. Index on the 7th string, and then your ring finger is going to bar D string, G string, B string, 999. You're just going to add your pinky on it, and then resolve it. And then lift it. There you go.